All right. We are tuned in right now to the Shady Ass Tea right here on hot7025fm.com. It's your girl, fine assy Carrice, and I'm here with my cousin host, Sir. Sir, how you feeling?
I am so hot and bothered, but I'm so good. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, hot and bothered, but you know what? We made it through. It is a
Hmm.
Tuesday, and
It is.
as we do each and every Tuesday, we deliver the Shady Ass Tea. Sir, what's the tea, child?
Okay, so I'm just happy to live in a world where Amber Heard has to pay $15 million. Well, okay, so let's. It's not $15 million anymore, right? So it's $8.53 million, and we got the spike from 15 million to 8.53 because there's limits on how much you can be charged on certain damages, and then he owed her 2 million, so it went from 15 million to 10.53, and then they took $2 million off because he owed her that. The problem with that is she's saying she don't have the money.
She doesn't. She only her net worth is only 8 million.
She needs to
Where's
break
she gonna get
bread.
it?
I don't know. She better call somebody. She better call Tyrone.
Not Tyrone, child.
She better call that dog that shit in the bed. Call all
But
them
why
people
is
that
this such a win, y'all? I hear a lot of men talking about like they're
because
so
there's a lot of men
excited.
because there are a lot of men being abused by their women and no one gives a shit. And so that's why it's a win. Because there are a lot of women like her out in the world and no one believes that she could be doing all these horrible things. And it just feels like a qualified victory. It really does. Um, I'm not
This
gonna
can't be
lie.
real life.
It's real life. It's real life. Some of the ladies are upset, not all of them. Some of the ladies are on
I mean, I'm not
Johnny
mad.
Depp's
She
side.
definitely did some things that were a little wild. Okay, she was
Uh
definitely
huh.
being like the
Abusive.
shit in the bed. Like,
Right. You gonna
girl,
shit
where
in my
was your
bed?
head
Above her shoulders. Apparently, while she was squatting shit in that bed.
at?
But the reason the $8 million is a big deal. Not only does she not have it, but she was just seen flying private. So like she's still on private
Yeah, but she
jets.
might have already prepaid for that. Usually, when you get a private jet, you pay prepay for the shared private jet through the year. That's something that's already been paid for.
To get a refund for that, and go ahead and pay and pay Johnny Depp what she owes Johnny Depp. Okay, that's what she needs to do. So but again, she might be. She was saying she was flying to take meetings, so she may be in meetings for movies to get the $8 million, and so the
Right. I
studio
mean,
sent
and
her the
I hope
private
that they
jet.
didn't expect for her to pay it that day when she left court. We know
I
y'all. We know y'all fellas wanted her to ante up. But girl, write that check
right
before you
now,
leave.
cut the check before you go to lunch. Before you do anything else, I need you to go ahead and cut my $8 million, and I mean right now. And I don't want him.
Mm.
I don't want to hear no shit about it. Pun intended. Okay. I need my money, and I need it now. It's my money, and I want it now.
Poor girl.
Poor.
I
We're
mean,
not
not
gonna do
really,
that,
but I mean,
right?
she deserved to pay. She deserved to pay, especially if it caused him to lose. Like the Pirates of the Caribbean. Like that's his
Come on.
movie.
That's his. That is why people watch the movie is because he's in it.
Yeah, so
And
it's like, girl, you was doing too much.
he
Like
was. He was.
seriously. So hopefully she'll ante up on those dollars here real soon, and then they can both go on with their lives.
Hopefully, and then hopefully she can. But see, okay, so there are. Here's the thing. You know who Emma Roberts is?
I
Have you
can't. I'm
seen? You watch what's that movie? What's that show? American Horror Story.
no,
You watch any American Horror Stories? Have
never.
you seen? Well, she is very similar in her actions. She beat up on her boyfriend. She broke her boyfriend's arm,
Uh,
allegedly. Broke
so it
his
wasn't
arm,
proven in
blacked his
court. Is
eye.
that what you're trying to say?
It wasn't proven in court, but he was called. He called the police, and when the police showed up, allegedly, he says, "Oh no, everything's fine." Very battered wife, and she in the background saying nothing happened, but he got a black eye and a broken arm, and she's standing there like everything is all right. So this is happening to people. It's just it's a quiet epidemic. It's a quiet pandemic.
Uh-uh. We are not. I'm not here for the shenanigans.
They're gonna need a support group soon.
Goodness. Okay.
So, sweetie pies.
Oh my
The
lord, child.
Can we talk about it? Can we talk about sweetie pies just
Yes.
for a little bit? Okay. So the son, I think his name is. Oh damn! I had his name written down and it was in my phone, but technical difficulties have prevented me from from
Here,
having it.
here. I'll look it up because I was just reading this article too. I'm
It's
like, this dude is a whole mess, child. And this is like
child
not the. This is like allegedly not the first time that this has happened.
that he's put a hit out on somebody.
Yes.
Where do you find a hitman?
For Hitman.com shit, I don't know. What
Because it
I
used
look
to be on
like?
Craigslist. Because I feel like Craigslist used to be a place to get a hitman. But like I feel like Craigslist no longer is a place to
Tim
get
Norman.
Tim Norman. Okay,
Wait. Yes, Tim
That's him. Tim
Norman, and then
Norman.
Miss Robbie. I guess Miss Robbie's she's the
Miss
owner.
Robbie's the mom, right? And then Hill is the
The
nephew.
nephew.
Yeah, I think Antoine Hill is the nephew. So he has been arrested and implicated in the murder of his nephew. The hitman said he that Norman paid him $5,000 to kill his nephew. He also enlisted the help of an exotic dancer. He gave her $10,000 to lure his nephew to the murder, allegedly for a $45,000 insurance policy. I feel like if that's an actual story, the investment isn't worth the return. And like you spent $15,000 to make 45, and now your nephew is dead. And
It's a $250,000 life insurance policy.
was it 250,000?
So
Still
I guess he changed the policy to $250,000 and made
okay.
himself the sole beneficiary
Okay.
of the Americo Financial Life and Annuity Insurance companies. That was the company that he went through.
Right. So listen, I have a lot of nephews, and I don't want any of them to die. I don't want to be a party to their death. I want to know if he actually did this. What was his reason? Like other than like the
Because he
insurance, like
wanted the
why
$250,000.
you gonna kill your nephew for $250,000? Like
He didn't.
really?
He didn't care about him. There was allegedly something that happened with the nephew's daddy too. So he didn't care about him. That was the thing that made it so wild.
That he just
And I'm
doesn't give a
I'm
shit
about to
about
put
his
this on
nephew.
the screen for those of you who don't know who we're talking about. But
Right.
if you watch the show Sweetie Plies, and then they have like a new location too in L.A. I was gonna go to, but now it's looking kind of weird because the
Right.
mom
Is
is
she's standing beside him? She gonna stick
yeah,
beside him?
it's a no for me on that.
So you
So
okay?
this the nephew. So we got the nephew on the right, the mom in
Mm-hmm.
the middle, and the son on the left.
On the
And the
left.
son on the left and killed the nephew child.
Killed him. Well, had him
Killed
killed.
him. I
Allegedly, had him killed by a hitman.
don't even think we have
That
to say
he.
allegedly anymore.
Well, I mean, has he been convicted? He hasn't been convicted.
I think he said he was guilty.
No, no, no. The hitman is accusing him. He's not
Oh,
saying he's guilty.
the hitman
And
got some nerve.
listen, the hitman said, "If I'm going down, everybody's going
Everybody
down.
going down.
Everybody's going down." He told me what it is. And then the stripper or the exotic dancer or whatever you want to call her, is also being indicted on conspiracy to murder. So everybody that's involved is involved now in a very legal way. I don't. Okay, so you're
I
saying
just
if
don't
your son
understand how the
murders
mom's
somebody,
sticking. I don't see how
that's
the mom's sticking
that's what I
beside
want
her.
to
And this
know.
is what she said in quote: "I've had tough times and I'm still having them, but God is good." She told
Hmm.
this particular news station. Then she says, "My son is in trouble right now, but I'm his mother, and I don't know. I don't know no more about it than you, because
Hmm.
I hear it when you do. But I'm
Right,
there for him to support. That's my son, and I can't abandon him now."
right. To death do them part. They
I'm
said to death
sorry.
do them part.
Okay, let's say it's you, your son.
Okay, let's say it.
your son is a grown ass 30-something-year-old man who
50
was
probably.
recently incarcerated, by the way.
Right. Right. What was he
Who was
recently
in
incarcerated for?
who was who is a felon, okay?
Okay.
Um all of a sudden something happens where your grandson, okay,
Hmm.
has been murdered, all right?
Right.
And then
Right.
it comes to find out that it's a great possibility that
Is the
your
murderer.
son
Hmm.
then planned his murder and got an insurance policy, child. What do you do, sir? What happens next?
You know what? I've been thinking about this because I have only have one son. Okay. I have, no, I got a lot of nephews. Only got one son. So I don't know. I don't know if she. I don't know. I understand where she's coming from. This is my son. This is my baby. I gave birth to him. He doesn't have anybody to stick beside him. I'm gonna stick beside him.
Now,
But
there's one thing. There's one thing to like stick beside him, right? There's one thing to say, "Hey,
right,
this is my son.
right,
I'm his mom, so
right,
we're gonna go through this process together." But he
right,
still ain't. But he still ain't shit. Like
right.
there, you know what I mean? Like there's.
Does she
I'm
have to do
sorry.
that
I
though?
would
Like
be given. Go ahead.
I think that she is doing what a mom would do. She loves her son. She doesn't want.
After
She doesn't
killing
want to say
your grandson.
yes. Even after killing her grandson, it's still her son.
Sheesh.
It's That's still her son. And so I think she is, and she may just be in shock. And she
At
just
some
wants
point
to.
there's self accountability. Okay,
Okay.
because your son had
Okay.
already been in freaking jail. Okay,
Hmm.
let me look up and see what this man been in jail for, because your son had already been in jail, child. Miss
Right.
Robbie, Timothy,
Miss Ross.
James Timothy Norman, then been in the slammer already, child.
Not the slammer. I don't know. I thought it was a bit off-putting a little bit that she was talking about it like on air, but there are plenty of mothers who are standing by their murdered sons. You
There's
know what I'm
definitely something
saying?
rubbing on your mic.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you,
Is
but it
that,
sounds like rubbing.
it was probably my shirt.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of mothers standing by their murderous sons. There's plenty of.
That murders their nephew, their grandson.
I mean, they listen. There are mothers who stand by their husband, their sons who murdered their wives, murdered their children, murdered their own children. That's not even. He didn't even murder his own child. He murdered his brother or sister's child. There are mothers who stand by their sons who murdered their own children. And so it's. I don't think that it's. I think it's wild that she's like, I'm going to be with him, but it's not out of the ordinary. I think that a lot of mothers would stand by their sons. I think it's easy to kind of say, oh well, yeah. I'd throw them, I'd cast them aside, but it. I think it's harder in practice because it's still your child. It's still your baby. They always going to be your baby. And so if my son kills somebody, I'd probably stand beside my son. Maybe not as publicly as she is, but I definitely still would be like with my son. You wouldn't stand beside your child?
Like I said, like there's a difference, like standing
Hmm.
beside them, like saying, "Hey, I'm going to be with him as he goes through this process, but I do
Right.
realize he ain't shit." Okay, like
I
versus
don't think I
saying,
would tell anybody my son ain't shit. I don't think I could make those words come out of my mouth.
"Okay, would you? Okay, if you knew it was happening, no one else knew that this happened, would you turn your son in to the police?"
No, no, I wouldn't.
I'm a
I'm not
whole
even gonna
snitch.
lie. You said what?
I said I'm a whole snitch, child. I'll be
Mm-mm,
like,
I
look
would.
here. Okay, I saw your ass on the news.
I
Okay,
saw you.
Junior. Shit. Goodness, I just want you to know another thing that I just learned
Okay.
today is that Norman, what's his name, Timothy.
Hmm.
He's only 5'7". I could have
What?
sworn he was way taller than that.
I thought he was like six
He
four.
looks like he's super tall.
Oh, well, maybe it's because his shirts are so small.
Wait, and he was allegedly in a relationship with Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives. Child, this is the tea is hot. Okay.
Listen, I just I really hope he didn't pay somebody to kill his nephew. I really hope it's just an attempt at from the hitman to like try to distract from the nonsense or from the fact that he's being accused of murder. But that's a wild accusation. Call Tim Norman. You want to know who did it? His uncle. You know what I'm saying? I got his phone number right here. It was his phone number and the ex-girlfriend phone number. So I don't know. My prayers to what do the Republicans say when the schools get shot up? Thoughts and prayers to, to Miss Robbie.
Jeez.
I don't know. That family is probably going through a lot
Well, he is a
with this.
cancer, so that could have something to do with it.
We will not tolerate the cancer slander.
And his birthday is it was yesterday. And then he was in prison for 10 years. I'm just really trying to figure out why he was in prison. That's where I'm at with
In
it
prison
right
for 10 years.
10
That's a
whole
long
years.
time to be in prison.
Yeah.
That's a what is okay? So could you date somebody that's been in prison? And like, if you could, like, what is the longest time they could have been in prison for you to be like, I'd still date you?
Okay, so I'm probably not the best person to ask this because I did ask somebody who I knew who was in prison.
Okay.
And I was like, so how long when you're in prison does it take for you to have sex with another man?
Uh-huh.
And he was like, as soon as you get there, there's options. He's like, they tell you, hey, this is what it is. This is what it is over here. This is what it is over here. This is what it is over here.
Okay.
He's like, it doesn't take long.
It's not like
at all.
years. Right.
He was like months. Okay.
Right.
So after that particular conversation, and I said, so I said, what do you think? What's your percentage that you think that someone is gone to prison and has sex with another dude? He was like, 99%.
99%.
I said, well, it's gonna be a no for me. Because
they
for
have sex
sure,
in prison.
and yes,
So it's not the going to prison
it's
part
the
that's
raw
problem.
sex too, and then it's raw dirty sex. Like, sir, like, can we orchestrate? Can we orchestrate this a little bit better? Like, it has,
Okay.
can we orchestrate this a little better? Because now your dick is super dirty. Okay, you got
Not
prison
when
dick.
I mean, okay.
Sir,
So you're
don't
saying
act like these fools get a shower every day.
They do take
Don't
a
act
shower
like
every day.
don't act like they got a enema or cleaning thing to go up their asshole. Like, let's quit playing with me.
Well, it's not okay. So I think the idea of prison sex does sound a little dirty. It does sound a little unsanitary, But are you saying because the only reason you wouldn't date somebody who went to prison is because he had unclean sex or sex that may have included feces?
I mean, like,
What if it was only head? What if he only got
personally-
head?
I personally would prefer not to date anyone who went to prison. Okay.
Okay.
I'm really trying to think in my head, like, what would somebody go to prison for? Okay, somebody did something to your family member, you offed them, cool.
Right.
I understand the circumstance because I'll
And
probably
he got
be in
some
there
booty
too.
in prison.
You get and then you got some dirty booty in prison. We're good. We are good over here. Okay, no, I'm good. I'm too germophobic. I don't care how many tests you
He's
get.
not going to bring the
I
shitty
don't
dick
care.
into the room.
His shitty butthole and his shitty thing it's done. It's a wrap. I can't even get past the thought of it.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. Lots of people. There's a whole community of ladies dating the fellas in prison.
There definitely are. I ain't them.
It's a whole shows dedicated to dating the fellas in prison.
Yes.
So what if he swore? He was like, hand to God, cross my heart, hope to die.
I already know the
Stick
truth.
a needle in my eye.
I would rather them tell me the truth.
I'm the 1%.
I would rather them tell me the truth, not lie.
What if he's what if it's been like he was in prison 10 years, but it's been 10 years since he's been in prison. Like he went to prison at 18, he got out at 28. He's a 38-year-old man now. Wow. There's no. What if he's a good guy now? He's changed.
No,
he
we're
hasn't
good.
been in a dirty ass in 10 years.
But he probably has, because that was one of the other questions that I asked oh boy
Hmm.
who told me. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, so you're out of prison now. He was like, so I was like, so how did you feel about,
Yeah.
like having sex with men after? He was like, I craved it. He was like, I would, there was like these websites that you can go to, and
Hmm.
I would, basically look for somebody to have sex with. I'm like,
Right.
hell no.
Well.
He told me way too much, way too early. And he's a nice guy. I like him.
so
He's
so
super handsome too. Very
his
handsome.
honesty backfired on him with you.
No, no, it wasn't. It really didn't, actually. It really
Okay.
didn't backfire. It was just the fact that like him, he gave me too much information for anyone else to ever
Oh, okay.
be
I see
able to
what you're
come to
saying.
me with that. Because
So you're like, okay, he was being completely honest, and you're like, now
exactly.
this is the standard. If you're not, this is what I'm expecting. I know this is what is happening because I've spoken to
Yeah, because
somebody
he
who was being
basically was
completely
like,
honest
"Yeah,
with me.
well, the truth is this," and
Yeah.
he was very vulnerable and very open. He's like, "Hey, listen,
Hmm.
there's people that do this, there's people that do that, and there's
Right.
people you go to do certain things."
Right.
And he's like, when I got out of prison, he was like, "I missed it," and so
Hmm.
you know, I'm sorry, like I'm good,
Damn. Well, I mean,
and that's the same
for the
with that's the same with a female. I'm good.
you wouldn't date a woman that's been to there's not even any shit involved.
There's dirty vagina,
Oh, come
dirty
on.
mouths.
Dirty. Wow. Just wow.
Don't judge me, shit. I'm
I'm
just saying.
not, I'm not judging you. I'm not. I swear I'm not. I don't know. I think prison, going to prison doesn't like negate being like dateability. I don't think, especially if it's been a while. Like if you just got out of prison yesterday, probably not, because you're too close to you're closer to prison than you are a civilian. But like if you've been out of prison 4 or 5 years and you're like a acclimated back into society, I probably wouldn't consider like your prison
Acclimated back
background.
into
I don't
society.
no, no, legitimately, like some people get out of prison and they're like, I'm never going back to prison again, and like their life changes, and so that's one thing. But like, I don't want to hold it, this part of your life over and make this part of your life who you are
Yeah, I
if
don't have
that's
to
not who
make
you
that
are
part of
anymore.
your life who you are. You just won't be with
Hmm.
me. I
No, I'm
can't
not
be.
mad. I understand. I
I
really
mean,
do. I'm
I respect people who have gone through
uh
that, transition, and
right,
whatever it is, you change your life. Cool, we
right,
can communicate. We might even be able to do
yeah.
business at some point.
Hmm.
But we are never dating.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
So whether it's been 3 months or 30 years, child, it's a no for me.
It's a no. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So, Beat King, who is a staple here in Texas. I love B King. He was at the Summer Jam concert, and a guy got on the stage and was twerking. Since we're talking about dirty asses, he got on the stage and was twerking, and B King's security shoved him off stage. And then he posted a video. B King posted a video on his Instagram. I think I sent you the video. He posted a video on his Instagram, and in the caption he says, "Sorry, bro, no men twerking on the stage." And people were calling him homophobic. I don't think that that's homophobic. Do you think it's homophobic for him to push the man off the stage twerking?
No, I think it's his preference. It's like,
Yeah,
why does he have to be okay with the dudes twerking on the stage? Like,
I'm like,
it's
and
not that
then
kind of party.
right,
And it doesn't make him homophobic.
right,
It essentially just says, hey, I don't want to do twerking on the stage. Get
right.
your ass off.
And so now he didn't have to, but he did. He stopped the concert and said, "Hey, he fucks with his gay fans," and he said he said out of his own mouth, half of his fans are LGBTQ. He said he makes music for the ladies, but the gay boys love it too. And so they're split. When he show up to his concerts, that's who's there. And so he can't be mad at who his fans are. But like you don't. I was like in the comments because that's a lot of times that's what I'm reading those because I'm trying to see what people actually think about what's happening. And people are really up. Like people were really like, oh well, he needs to, he needs to be gentler to these people. I'm like, you don't have to be nothing. Like he didn't say he hates the man twerking. He just said, hey, no man twerking on the stage, please. There's just let the ladies twerk. And I think that there's this idea that if you don't want to be associated, or you don't want a man twerking on you, if you're a straight man, you don't want a man twerking on you, you gay. I mean, you're homophobic. Or if you're a woman, you're like, yeah, I don't want the lady rubbing on my booty. Then she's homophobic. Like, and I think that homophobia has been made this like broad idea that any preference that you have other than having one for the same sex is homophobic. And I think that's a kind of a dangerous way to look at things.
I agree. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I just think that it is what it is. It wasn't anything
Mm-hmm.
else to it, and the fact
Mm-hmm.
that he was like, "Hey, I don't want no problem with the LGBT community."
Right. The
He's
alphabet
like,
boys.
but it's just the fact, that was just what it is. I don't think he was wrong for that, so
I don't think
I'm
so at
not
all.
mad.
I like B King a lot, and I like a lot of his music. His music is really dope. So, and it's perfect for the club. When I get in the car and I'm going out, definitely there's gonna be some B King in the rotation.
Okay,
Most definitely. So, the kids are getting poisoned, child.
getting
They
poisoned on
poison
what?
melatonin.
With
The
too
people
much
poison
melatonin?
too much melatonin. They
I
poison
mean,
the
like, how
kids.
do you not know that you can't give your kids so much melatonin?
They listen. The 530% increase in melatonin poisonings. 37% of them are children under 5.
Listen, listen. I'm not afraid to give a kid melatonin. I probably have given a kid melatonin twice in a year and a half, maybe.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
But like, why do you like? Most of the time, kids go and get sleepy. Okay,
Right.
anyway,
Right.
they don't have the willpower to stay up. They'll try, but they're
Hmm.
gonna fall asleep. Okay, so
This is
you
people
know,
giving their kids melatonin so they can leave the house. This is kids
mm-mm.
giving people giving melatonin so they can have people over, or but there a lot of it is saying is accidental ingestion, which probably is not. Some of it is probably accidental. But, they have the melatonin gummies,
Mhm.
and so if the kid is in your bathroom, going through your
Mhm.
stuff looking for the candy, because you tell the parents is telling them it's candy.
I tell them it's a vitamin.
I tell them it's melatonin. This is gonna put you to sleep. Okay, this is for sleeping. That's all this is for. It's not for hanging out. It's not candy. It's not juice. This is to go to sleep. And they be like, I don't want to go. You going to sleep? You said right now. But how much melatonin do you have to get? I need to know what's the percentage of melatonin you have to give somebody to poison them with it.
I mean, they're
'Cause
probably giving them to him too consistently because it tells
right,
you don't, it's not something you want to utilize every day. And if they have little bodies and they're giving them adult, size gummies,
hmm,
and probably giving them two or something,
right,
then
right,
it's probably excessive. So,
right.
you know,
I can't even
y'all,
take melatonin.
I I can't take melatonin either. I think I took melatonin like drops in water like years
Hmm.
ago,
Hmm.
but other than that, like I don't need any help going to sleep. I'm good.
You never have.
I'm good over here,
I
child.
I need help going to sleep, but I took melatonin like twice. And the first time I took it, I had nightmares. But I have night terrors a lot. But it was like 10%, 10 times more. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it wasn't the melatonin. And I took it again recently, and I'm like, it was absolutely the melatonin that was giving me nightmares. And that's one of the side effects of it is nightmares.
Mm.
And I'm like, so you giving your kids something they can't wake up, and
And they
now
have
they start
nightmares.
and they have nightmares. Doesn't seem like a positive thing to give your child. But I mean,
Mm.
your child is your child. Do what you will. Do what you want to
Mm-hmm.
do with it.
Right. Goodness gracious.
Mm-mm. So since I know the last time we spoke, Waka Flocka was getting a degree, uh, a doctorate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another celebrity has gotten another doctorate. Russell Wilson got a doctorate from Dartmouth in humanity letters. I don't know what humanity letters is. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means to be humanity letters. But he did. He gave the commencement speech to the 2022 graduating class at Dartmouth,
Okay.
and so congratulations to him. Shout out
Mhm.
to him. He did shout his wife out in the in the speech, of course, because he's a square, and I love it, and I
He's not
love.
a square
No,
though.
I don't mean it to be. I'm not. I'm being facetious. I know he's not a square.
Okay.
I'm not. You don't have to defend Russell Wilson to
I'm
me.
just like I wonder why people even call him a square. I was looking at him the other day. I was like, dang, that man fine.
You know why they call him a square? Because there's this idea that black men have to be
Because he's not cheating on his wife.
right. Black men have to cheat on their wife. Black men have to have 750 women to that to be a man. To be a man,
5,000 baby mamas.
5,000 baby mamas. Like he not being a man if he not talking crazy to the women. He not calling them bitches and hoes, and that's how you be a man. And you
Mhm.
gotta sit around and be trashy, to be considered a man by other men.
Mhm.
But I don't think he's. I think he's a really dope individual, and I hope his continued prosperity. Always, always, always. But yeah, congratulations to him. Shout out to him. For getting a. I want
An
an honorary
honorary
doctorate from sir.
doctorate. Me too.
Yeah,
So I
I
don't have
want
to
a
go
real
to school
doctorate.
for it.
Right. I want to be so famous that I get a doctorate degree because the school wants me to show up and speak.
Right.
What would you get your honorary doc? What would you want your honorary doctorate in?
I don't even know, child. I literally have no clue. Just
I
sign
think
me up for something, child.
anything. He got his in humanity letters. I'm not even sure what that is. Like, what is that? Is it letter writing? I'd want mine in cursive. I got a doctorate in cursive, and I would only go by Doctor Sir.
Mhm.
That's it. I would know
Yeah.
you couldn't call me anything else. When I go to the doctor, it would be Doctor Sir. When I go to the doctor,
Mhm.
Doctor Sir at the grocery store. That would be my license plate. Let's say Doctor Sir. Absolutely. That's all I want an honorary
I'm here
doctorate.
for it.
Absolutely. Tell me something good, child.
I don't even know what the heck going on, child. It's Pride Month. People out here
Happy
being
Pride.
hecka prideful. You know.
Happy Pride. Yeah. Did you see the Burger King two tops, two bottoms?
I did. I don't understand the
It it
like
doesn't
I
make
understand
sense.
what they're doing, but why do you
Right.
want that on your burger?
Right.
Why do
You
you
don't
want
want
two
two top
bottoms?
two bottoms, two top. Neither one of them are having a good time. Okay. You need a you need a top and a bottom. Like that's it. Like Legos, they got to go together. You
I don't even understand what the concept of it is. Like who thought that was this wonderful idea?
I bet they thought it was funny. I bet somebody presented it and thought it was funny, and someone was like, "Yes, we're gonna do that." And they're like, "Well, if I got a bonus for that idea, so I'm just gonna let it roll." I think
Mm.
they were saying like, you can be who you want to be, and you can, your burger can be what you want it to be. But two bottoms don't want to be hanging out. They friends. They they not looking. They not looking. They both looking for the meat. Okay, and the two tops is looking for buns. So, so it
I don't think
just
they thought
doesn't.
they definitely did not think that through. So that's where
Not at
we're at
all.
with it. But
Not at
those of you who
all.
are listening live, like, don't forget to download our gay ass app on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store.
Is
You
it
know,
gay this month? The app is it
child is
rainbow?
hella gay. It's gay in the mug right now.
It's gay
Gay
in
in
the
the
mug.
mug, child.
Yeah, it's funny. Happy Pride. We're out halfway through the month, and it's good. It's a good month. It's
It
hot.
is.
I'm dying right
Shout
now.
out to Houston and all that humidity. So I'm sure
Listen,
that's wild. And you got anything crazy coming up for Father's Day?
for Father's Day, no, I'm just going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit down on the couch and not do anything. I might cook for my kids. Cause I mean,
Hmm.
I just want to, all I want to do is hang out with my kids. I don't want to go
Hmm.
nowhere. I don't want to, like do a party or nothing like that. Like I'm a daddy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I love being a father. It's one of my favorite things in the world. So for all I really want to do is they can sit on top of me. I'll lay on the couch or something. I just want to lay on the couch and they can sit on top of me like on the couch and we'll watch TV. That's it. Like just
That's it.
be. That's it. I just want to hug on them. That's it. I just want to hug on their asses.
Speaking of some gay behavior or some
Mm,
trade or tricking behavior, I
okay.
don't know if we talked about this before, but the former football player who claimed that he had been duped into a sexual encounter with a man acquitted for killing him, and I guess that
Right.
they initially met on
Hmm.
Tinder,
Okay.
and he was a freshman linebacker, and this happened like May of 2021. But he had been
I
charged
remember that.
with second degree murder, which carries a sentence of like almost 40 years in prison.
Hmm.
And the jury could have convicted him on lesser charges of voluntary manslaughter. Instead, the
Right.
jury believed that it was self defense, essentially in his case. So
Self defense. So the lady tried to
believed
attack him.
a self defense. I'm sorry, believed a self defense argument um, that he feared for his life after seeing the victim. Um, Made
Wait.
him go. There may have been more to the story than we know. Like
Okay.
maybe there was a fight and maybe it
Okay.
escalated or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But yeah,
Oh, speaking of fights and gay people, so they had the Bad Boys, the show Bad Boys. The second season is gonna be here in Houston,
interesting.
and so they had the auditions out here in Houston this past weekend, and they was out there fighting, child.
The
I'm
thing
talking about.
is, I don't even understand the concept of the show. Like, what is the show for? Like, I don't I'm like Zeus. I'm really
Uh huh.
disappointed because I feel like they're just putting all of these shows on where these black people are on here fighting one another, and I'm
Hmm.
really not okay with it. Like,
Okay.
I don't get it. Like, what you're putting them on here, creating drama,
Hmm.
getting them drunk, making them look a
Hmm.
hot mess, and
Right.
then you want people to like me to watch this? Like, absolutely
Hmm.
not.
Well,
You
maybe not
know,
people like you,
who
but
people who look like me.
okay, I hear what you're saying.
So,
Mhm.
I'm just not okay with that type of television. What I am okay with, though, is Jennifer
Okay.
Hudson becoming an EGOT
Oh, he
winner.
got
Yeah,
congratulations.
so she had the Tony Awards and she went run for a Strange Loop. So,
Hmm.
shout
For
out
those who don't
to
know what an
her to
EGOT
being the
is, that
second
is,
EGOT winner,
other than her
female.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Correct.
So for those who don't know what an EGOT is, it's someone who won an Emmy, an Oscar, a Grammy, and a Tony. And she just won the Tony, right?
Correct.
Okay. That completes the T. A Tony is an award that you win for Broadway. That's the only way you can win is being on Broadway. For those who don't know what a Tony is, it's one of the gayest awards you can win. It's just so we're clear, a Tony is probably one of the gayest things you could win.
Speaking of
It's
award
it's.
winners,
Mm-hmm.
I think Nick Cannon is winning an award for the most random children being brought into the world in the
Is he?
past couple of years. Because he's also expecting 3 to 4 more children in the next few months.
He should probably get a ranch or something like a
He
compound.
should probably get a better therapist
A better thing. Okay.
because there's something with his mental health that's not right for this continued
Hmm.
this like he can't he and then he actively talks about how he doesn't have enough time.
Right.
So it's like you don't have enough time, but you continue to have all of these children with people in different places,
Hmm.
and you can't even manage time with their mothers, let alone manage time
Right.
with the kids.
Right.
So you're just basically gonna drop seeds everywhere that you can't give any
That's
nurturing
what I'm
time
saying.
to.
He should build a compound and like move everybody onto the compound.
Ideally, that's what would be ideal, but he deals
Right.
with women who live all over the place. So it's not
That's true.
like why wouldn't this have been a conversation before?
I don't know.
Like so now
I
you're in a position where you got all of these kids spread all over the place and you can't give any of them quality time.
attention. Yeah. I think, and I remember when we first started hearing about all his kids, he mentioned on like live on air on one of his shows or something that that's why he was having them because he doesn't have a lot of time. He wants to kind of spread his seed while he's still alive and he may be dying soon. And I do think that that idea that I'm going to have a bunch of kids because I'm about to die is probably probably one of the most selfish things I've ever heard somebody say,
Mm-hmm.
because not having your parent in your life, as a young person, not having your parent in your life, even as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
is hard. And especially if they die from some disease, or or they're taken from you suddenly. They're not like 90 years old and they die. Just all of a sudden, your 45-year-old parent just dies. It's not it's not something that a child gets over really easily, and it
Right.
does change your life in a really really big way.
Right, and I'm
And so
sure
like,
that it is going to impact the mothers' lives because now,
right, exactly.
now they're without that second portion of help, whether or not they have life insurance or whatever. I don't understand. I don't see how enough life insurance will spread out between all of the kids, the
Right, all the
moms,
mamas,
all
right,
the property that he may have, like whatever it is. It just seems like it's careless. And
right.
he's like, well, I don't like to use condoms because I don't have meaningless sex. I'm like, bro, like seriously, first of all, the women, there's some accountability there too, especially if you know that this
Absolutely.
man is going to be unavailable. He's already unavailable for you. You know he's
Right,
unavailable. Why would you even
right,
put yourself and your child in that type of situation?
right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that some of these women are looking at it like, okay, well, kind of like with women who have babies with Future. Like, okay, well, this is gonna be a payday for me. I really do think some of these women are looking at it as a pay. He may not feel like it's meaningless sex, right? He may not feel like it's something that he's just doing randomly. To these women, it may be, the meaning may be a payday. The meaning may be a spotlight on them because they're gonna be one of his baby mamas. And so I do agree that there should be accountability, but some of them may not even care about it beyond like what's happening right now. A lot of it
Yeah,
seems
and
really really short sighted.
yeah, it does, and it's unfortunate. And I just think that he needs to get himself together because it's something beyond. I was watching something on Dr. Phil, and it was this
Hmm.
guy on there who I guess he was basically giving out his sperm
Hmm.
for free to women who wanted to have kids.
Okay.
And Dr. Phil was trying to make it seem like he was a narcissist and he was only doing this for himself. I think Dr. Phil was wrong
Okay.
like that's probably one of the shows where I was like, I don't think that that's what this dude is doing,
Hmm.
because there's nothing for him to gain there, but other than
Right.
he's signing off rights for
Right.
the people that have the kids. So like I don't know. For my opinion, I thought Dr. Phil was wrong, but
Hmm.
he was trying to make it seem like this guy was a narcissist, and I'm thinking like Nick Cannon might have been the guy that really is the narcissist in this
Right.
situation because why are you doing this? So hopefully he can get it together and figure out how a better option, I guess.
Yeah. I maybe because I'm not understanding the concept that I don't have a lot of time, so I need more children, instead of maybe like taking time out of working and spending time with your children.
Hmm.
Like taking, gathering all your children together and like spending weeks with them at a time while you still are healthy, while you still can move around, while you're still in a condition to play with them, like doing that versus like finding another woman to impregnate.
I mean,
Like
unless he
that's,
unless he's like severely hurt and he's
mm,
he's still hurt from Mariah and he's
mm,
acting out and this is his way of acting out. But I'm like, this is
mm.
not a good idea, sir. Like this is so hopefully he figures this out. But in the meantime, 3 to 4 kids on the way, child.
Well, God bless those children. I hope they all have fantastic lives.
Thoughts and prayers.
It's in the Republican health package to the to the children.
One thing we
Thoughts and
didn't talk
prayers.
about is
Hmm.
we didn't talk about Lori and
We
Michael B.
listen. Lori Harvey is a young lady who is living her life, and
A
she is not looking
25-year-old young lady, matter
right.
of
She's a young
fact,
who's living her life, who is not looking to be tied down to anybody.
in that capacity. Probably maybe he was
Right.
ready to get married.
Get
He's
married. Yeah.
35 years old.
Right. He's absolutely ready to get married. 35-year-old man is not looking to be hanging out, partying. Like he's like, look, I need a wife. I'm about to start winning Oscars and like moving on. I want to settle down. I've done all those things. And she was like, I haven't
Hmm.
done all those things.
And that's fair.
Hey, man, I feel like there was an adult conversation had,
Yeah, and
and
the
she
thing
said,
the
I
thing
don't want
is,
that.
my thing is that did that happen? That conversation happened in the beginning? Because I'm not into people wasting my time, right? So
Right,
don't waste
right,
my time, and you already know where you going with this relationship, you know. So
right.
hopefully this 1 year wasn't too much of a waste of time, and he can carry
Hmm.
on. Um, but you know, be upfront. If hey, I don't really want to get married until I'm 30, say that.
Right,
Don't
right,
don't let a grown man try to court
right,
you to the point where
right.
he's trying to marry you, and then you break his heart or whatever. So the thing is, we don't
Yeah.
know the whole situation. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. But they
Hmm.
done broke up, child. He free.
They listen. He free. He's probably very sad. He's sad. A lot of the brothers is sad right now. Kevin Gates is sad because he broke up with his wife Drika,
Kevin Gates is
and
doing too much. Black women are the wave. I don't even know whoever needs to hear that. Black women are the wave. Period.
I always, I love black women.
And he
Black
over
women are
here
the
with the one chick.
JoJo. Is that her name? She's
Hmm.
loving. She's from Loving Hip Hop.
Is that where she from?
Listen, if any, it just seems like a downgrade
It is
from.
what it is.
You know what I'm saying? It just but he seems kind of sad. Like he seems not kind of. He seems
He
pretty
looks
sad.
like he's going through some things, and hopefully he
Yeah,
can figure it out. But yeah, I'm not here for it. So, but
not
that's it.
JoJo.
That's all the shady ass tea for today, sir. Where can the
Yeah.
people find you on social media?
They can find me on IG, the Sir Armstrong, and Sir Armstrong on Facebook.
You can follow me on each and every social media platform at eCarice. That's ECarrice. And you can also find us each and every Tuesday right here at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on hot7025fm.com. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the
Please.
Shady Ass Tea. And
Yes.
man, we got
And
a whole
share
lot of
this
tea we'll be
video.
dropping. Yes, click
We are.
share.
Oh, y'all. Today I just found out we on iHeartRadio.
Yes, we are on
Y'all.
iHeartRadio, y'all. Shout out to our iHeart,
Shout out to
putting
iHeart.
us on. We appreciate that,
So
and
definitely
that's
check
that.
us out. Share us. Like, subscribe. Send us to your friends when you're on lunch break. Watch us when you're on the toilet. Watch us. You know what I'm saying? Put us
Listen,
on in the
whatever you got
car.
to do.
Whatever you got to do. We here
Definitely,
for
and show
you.
us some love. Thank y'all for all tuning in. And I guess what? We'll see you next
See you
Tuesday.
next.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.